This is the United States Cartoon Football League, where cartoons and football have come together since 1981.
YouTube welcomes you to the following presentation of the United States Cartoon Football League.
Yes. Don't ever call me doll.
Whoa, where have you been all my life?
Themyscira.
Huh?
The home of the Amazons. I always thought it was merely a legend.
I assure you, it's as real as the ground on which we stand. I am Diana, Princess of the Amazons.
Pinch me, I must be dreaming. Ow!
And now, the USCFL Network, in association with YouTube, presents the USCFL Postgame Show. Here's once again is Robbie Graham.
Greetings, cartoon and football fans. This is Robbie Graham of the USCFL Network bringing you the action and highlights of Week 2 of the USCFL's 45th anniversary season. If you're joining us for the first time, may we extend to you a cordial welcome, and we hope you'll enjoy everything this channel has to offer. We also invite you to take a moment to subscribe to our channel and join our team. Recently, we got our 220th subscriber. Whoever you are, we thank you very, very much. This channel acknowledges every 5th subscriber, and we hope you'll do what this person did and subscribe. The USCFL is family-friendly entertainment. There is nothing in our videos parents or guardians will find offensive, so let the kids watch along with you. The USCFL is on Patreon, and for as low as $3 a month or 10 cents a day, we can offer merchandise and special perks to help show your love and support for America's oldest fantasy football league. Now for the main attraction. This week's games were a mixture of outcomes. Game 3 picked up where the first 2 games left off, and Game 4 started out as a snoozer, but woke up with an exciting second half. And in 1 minute, we will present the highlights of Game 3 between the Marvel Comics All-Stars and the Warner Brothers All-Stars from Philadelphia.
The merry-go-round broke down as we went round and round. Each time 'twould miss, we'd steal a kiss while the merry-go-round went. The merry-go-round broke down and made the darndest sound.
Welcome back. In Philadelphia, the Marvel Comics All-Stars took on the Warner Brothers All-Stars, and probably they wish they didn't. The Warner Brothers All-Stars were in complete control in this game and not allowed Marvel Comics to score on offense. And here are the highlights of this rather lopsided game.
Warner Brothers opens the scoring with a 40-yard field goal by Wile E. Coyote to go up 3-0. Marvel Comics answers on defense. The Green Goblin steps in front of a Bugs Bunny pass and takes it 62 yards the other way for a touchdown to go up 7-3. Warner Brothers dominated the second quarter and takes the lead back. Daffy Duck scores on an 18-yard run to go up 10-7. Then it's the dynamic duo. Bugs Bunny connects with Plucky Duck of Tiny Toon Adventures for a 53-yard touchdown pass to extend the lead 17-7. While E puts up a 51-yard field goal and adds to the lead 20-7. Daffy Duck finds the end zone again, this time from 2 yards out his second touchdown run, and goes up 27-7. His feet might not be fast enough to catch the Roadrunner, but his foot puts up another long field goal, pushes the lead further, 30-7. And just before halftime, Bugs Bunny takes it in himself from 9 yards out to lead 37-7. Warner Brothers keeps it going. Bugs Bunny connects with the Roadrunner for a 13-yard touchdown pass and goes up 44-7. Marvel Comics finally adds points with a 35-yard field goal by Spider-Woman to trail 44-10. With over 4 minutes left in the game, Bugs Bunny and the Roadrunner connect again, this time from 4 yards out to extend the lead 51-10. And the defense caps it off. Starfire of the Teen Titans jumps the route and returns the interception 37 yards for a touchdown to win 58-10 for the third straight game in which the winning team scored 50 points or more.
And here are the stats for Game 3 between the Marvel Comics All-Stars and the Warner Brothers All-Stars. Beginning with Marvel Comics, She-Hulk finished 15 of 34 for 91 yards and 4 interceptions. Wolverine rushed for 112 yards on 30 carries. Captain America led the receivers as he caught 5 passes for 51 yards. Dr. Doom led the defense with 7 tackles, 2 assists, and 1 sack. Spider-Woman finished with 4 points. For Warner Brothers, Bugs Bunny was 22 of 39 for 352 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Daffy Duck rushed for 244 yards on 45 carries and 2 touchdowns. The Roadrunner led the receivers as he caught 9 passes for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dot Warner of Animaniacs led the defense with 6 tackles, 2 assists, and 1 interception. Starfire, the player of the game, had 4 tackles, 2 assists, 1 interception, and the pick 6 she had in the fourth quarter. Wile E. Coyote finished with 16 points. And in 1 minute, we will talk about and present the highlights of Game 4 between the Cartoon Network All-Stars and the DC Comics All-Stars from Kansas City. Welcome back. In Kansas City, the Cartoon Network All-Stars and the DC Comics All-Stars played in an unusual game. The first half belonged to a single player, while the second half played out to a thrilling finish. Who ended up on top? The highlights of this game will answer that question.
The entire first half belonged to Cartoon Network kicker Susan Test of Johnny Test as she kicked a 28-yard field goal, the only score of the first quarter. Then before the 2-minute warning, she kicked her second field goal from 18 yards out. With 35 seconds left, she kicked her third from 25 yards out. Then her fourth at halftime to put Cartoon Network up 12-0. DC Comics comes alive early in the second half. Wonder Woman finds the Huntress on a 5-yard touchdown pass to trail 12-7. Three minutes later, Batgirl adds a 30-yard field goal, pulling DC Comics even closer, 12-10. More than 2 minutes later, Wonder Woman goes back to the Huntress this time for 32 yards for their second touchdown in the game. DC Comics goes for 2 and gets it, and in a span of 7 minutes, they were up 18-12. Cartoon Network answers late in the quarter as Susan Test remains perfect, kicking her fifth field goal from 24 yards to trail 18-15. In the fourth quarter, Cartoon Network finally crosses the goal line. Samurai Jack scores from 1 yard out for his first touchdown ever and retakes the lead 22-18. DC Comics wasn't done yet. Wonder Woman and the Huntress connect for a third time from 48 yards out to go back up 25-22. And with just over a minute to play, Johnny Bravo seals it, finding Blossom of the Powerpuff Girls on a 14-yard touchdown pass to secure the victory 29-25.
And here are the stats for Game 4 between the Cartoon Network All-Stars and the DC Comics All-Stars. Beginning with Cartoon Network, Johnny Bravo finished 31 of 40 for 348 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Steven Universe rushed for 103 yards on 19 carries, sharing the load with Johnny Test, who rushed for 102 yards on 20 carries. Blossom of the Powerpuff Girls led the receivers as she caught 7 passes for 117 yards and 1 touchdown. Mojo Jojo, the player of the game, also of the Powerpuff Girls, had 7 tackles, 1 assist, 3 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. Susan Tess scored 17 points. For DC Comics, Wonder Woman finished 14 of 27 for 192 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. She also rushed for 74 yards on 7 carries. Robin rushed for 73 yards on 21 carries. The Huntress led the receivers as she caught 6 passes for 115 yards and 3 touchdowns. Poison Ivy led the defense with 8 tackles and 6 assists. Batgirl finished with 5 points. And in 1 minute, the USCFL will continue its new investigative series as we learn how one character broke a standard rule seen in all television animation. And we learn how Kim Possible broke Disney's 65-episode rule.
Your basic average girl, and I'm here to save the world. You can't stop me 'cause I'm impossible. There is nothing I can't do, and when danger calls, just know that I am on my way. It doesn't matter where or when there's trouble, if you just call my name. Impossible. Call me, beat me if you wanna reach me. When you wanna page me, it's okay. I just can't wait until I hear myself parade. Doesn't matter if it's day or night, everything is gonna be alright. Whenever you need me, baby, call me, beat me if you wanna reach me. Kim here, so what's the sitch? Message clear, I am here. Let me reassure you, I'm never gonna leave you alone.
Welcome back. There was once a rule throughout television animation where a show must stop producing new episodes after 65 episodes. This was often done in syndication where there were 65 episodes made a season. The Disney Channel not only had this rule, but were strict about it, until one character's popularity was so great and fans demanded it that it broke Disney's cardinal rule. And this week, in our new investigative series, learn how Kim Possible broke Disney's 65-episode rule.
How Kim Possible broke the Disney Channel 65-episode rule for years, it was one of the quietest rules in television, rarely advertised, but widely understood within the industry. The 65-episode rule wasn't a law, but for networks like Disney Channel in the early 2000s, it functioned like one. Animated series were typically capped at 65 episodes, a number that aligned perfectly with weekday syndication. 13 weeks of 5 episodes per week, clean, efficient, and easy to rerun. And then, Kim Possible happened. Premiering in 2002, Kim Possible quickly established itself as something different. It wasn't just another animated series. It blended action, comedy, and teen life in a way that felt both accessible and sharp. Kim, a high school student balancing homework with saving the world, became one of Disney Channel's most recognizable and relatable leads. Alongside her were Ron Stoppable, the lovable goofball, and a rogues gallery that was as entertaining as the heroes themselves. By the time the show reached its planned conclusion in 2005, it had done exactly what most Disney Channel shows were expected to do: deliver 65 episodes and wrap things up. The final episode, So the Drama, was even structured like a proper send-off, a full-length movie that gave the series a sense of closure. But something unusual happened after that. Fans didn't move on. Instead, they pushed back. Online petitions, fan campaigns, and sustained viewer demand made it clear that Kim Possible still had life left in it. At a time when social media was still in its infancy, this kind of organized fan response stood out. It wasn't just noise, it was measurable interest. Disney Channel took notice. In a move that broke its own long-standing pattern, the network made a rare decision. Kim Possible would return. A 4th season was ordered, pushing the series well beyond the 65-episode ceiling. This wasn't just a continuation, it was a precedent. Season 4 didn't feel like an afterthought either. The show evolved, characters matured, relationships deepened, most notably between Kim and Ron. The tone carried a sense of progression, as if the series itself understood it had been given a second chance and intended to use it. In doing so, Kim Possible didn't just extend its run. It exposed the flexibility of a rule that had long seemed rigid. The 65-episode limit had always been rooted in business efficiency, not creative necessity. When faced with a show that continued to perform and an audience that refused to let it go, Disney Channel proved it could adapt. The ripple effects were subtle but significant. Future Disney Channel series would occasionally exceed the old benchmark, and the idea of a fixed episode cap began to loosen. The rule didn't disappear overnight, but it was no longer absolute. In the end, Kim Possible didn't break the 65-episode rule by accident. It broke it because it earned the right to. Through strong storytelling, memorable characters, and a fan base that made itself impossible to ignore, the show forced a major network to reconsider its own playbook. And in television, that's about as real a victory as it gets.
In 1 minute, we will reveal the answer to last week's trivia question, this week's question, and a preview of next week's games. Welcome back. Now for the answer to last week's trivia question. We asked which legendary actress voiced Carmen Sandiego for the Saturday morning animated series. If you guessed Rita Moreno, you are correct. Rita Moreno, an actress of stage, screen, and television, was given the task of voicing one of the most elusive cartoon characters ever made. Now for this week's question. The category is Play It Again, Yosemite Sam. The degree of difficulty is All-Star. Once again, we're looking into the cartoon Bible for another popular trope. And this one applies mostly to the Looney Tunes. In the cartoon Ballot Box Bunny, Yosemite Sam rigs a key on a piano that, when hit, will cause the piano to explode. Bugs Bunny keeps missing that key, but when Yosemite Sam hits it, kaboom! The question is, what song is played during this scene? Is the correct answer A, My Darling Clementine, B, I Dream of Jeannie with the light brown hair, C, Those Endearing Young Charms, or D, Alexander's Ragtime Band? We'll have the answer for you next week, along with the scene that made Yosemite Sam go kaboom. And now we'll wrap things up for week 2 of the USCFL's 45th anniversary season. Next week, we will talk about and present the highlights of Game 5 between the classic cartoon all-stars and the modern cartoon all-stars from New York, and the highlights of Game 6 between the comic strip all-stars and the Filmation all-stars from Richmond, Virginia, along with our next investigative segment and trivia question. And until next week, this is Robbie Graham of the USCFL Network wishing you peace. Take care and stay safe.
This has been a webcast of the United States Cartoon Football League on YouTube and is intended for the viewing and listening pleasure of our audience. All cartoons seen and music heard are copyrights of their respected owners. They were used for the purpose of entertainment and education, and therefore no breach of copyright laws were intended. This is a copyrighted feature, and any rebroadcast or re-uploading of this webcast without express written permission of the United States Cartoon Football League is prohibited.
YouTube thanks you for watching this presentation of the United States Cartoon Football League.
This has been a First and 10 production,